Welcome to today's video. Today's video, we're going to clean the VAGKRI Evaporative Cooler. I did a review on this. This thing works great, but everybody asks, can you clean it? The odd thing with that is, in the manual, there's a section that says care and cleaning. You clean the water reservoir, you clean the outer surface, and you clean the air inlets and outlet grills. But it just tells you to use a vacuum cleaner or a duster to clean it all. It doesn't say anything about cleaning the pads. Now, if we look in the troubleshooting guide, question, can I remove and clean the cooling pads? The answer is yes, the cooling pads are removable. Unscrew the back panel to take them out and rinse and clean. Dry and reassemble back in place before reconnecting to a power source. And that's what we're going to do today. I've had a lot of questions on this. Can you take it apart and clean it? Well, the answer is yes, you can. Have I done it? No, but guess what? We're going to do that today. Well, first, cheers to an ice cold gin and tonic, because it's feel like temperature today is 106 and it's hot. And I'm not drinking on the job because I'm retired. And if I didn't want to do this, I wouldn't do it. All right, so let's get started. So here's the back panel. And it looks like we've got a seam right here. And we have a seam down the side. The back screws look like they would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I don't know if I counted that one already. Let's take these 7 screws out, see what we got. All right, so I've got a battery operated drill here. I'm not going to use that because this can strip. I'm old. I'm going to stick with the regular old screwdriver. Oh, lost one there. Well, good thing is all these screws are the same size. It really stinks when you got one long one and a bunch of short ones and you put the long one in the wrong spot and you get yourself some trouble. All right, so I've taken out what I think needs to come out. And if this is the back panel, all right, maybe this one. That makes 8. No, it still doesn't want to come apart. All right, we're going to go with these 2 up here also. Now let's see what we got now. Aha, there we go. Just got to lift up on the top, take the top ones out, lift up, they come out. Now it's not in a frame or anything, it's just the honeycomb pieces by themselves. There's a plastic piece in here, you just kind of lift up on it. All right, well, there's a pain in that. We've got to get rid of that for now. We'll start off with the pads. Although mine aren't all that dirty. Boy, they get heavy when they get water in. They're like a feather so they get wet. I can actually see why this cools so well. Because these things, they stay as wet as they do. There's a lot of water trapped in that. I don't know if you can see this right here. There is a corner that's a little boogered up. That was like that before I took the pad out. And this wants to crunch real bad, so now that it's so heavy, be careful when you move it around, because if you squeeze it too tight, you're going to jam your fingers right through that thing, and then you're going to be like, ah, crap. No, I got bugs living in there. And you can look through these honeycomb looking things and see, so just get the hose directed in the right direction, you can wash right through it. I didn't look to see if there was an in and an out to this, or whether it was an up or a down. And the directions didn't say so. Just be careful when you move these, because that thing's heavy now. Yeah, look through it and make sure you can saw a big piece of junk just came out of there. Yeah, see, if you look the right direction, you can see right through it. And just make sure you wash it so everything goes down and comes out the bottom. Now that those are washed, let's do the chassis. We'll start with the VAGKRI. You can use some force on this, it's plastic. We'll go back to the shower, make it gentle. Get some water in that reservoir. Let it swirl around. We'll take the drain plug out. Let all the garbage come out the bottom. Wash the front. I'm sure that motor's sealed because this is a wet environment. If not, we're screwed. Take the plug out. Probably gonna have junk in it that really won't come out. Kind of tip. Oh, there goes a couple bugs. There's a filter in the bottom in here. It's kind of like a piece of sponge. And that'll keep water from getting recycled with junk in it. Yeah, we still got garbage in there. We'll keep rinsing that until it all goes away. Should all go away. We'll get it out of there. Although with that back removed, this thing gets kind of flimsy. Be careful. Now that we are all disassembled and clean, I can see one quality flaw in this sucker. And if you look right back here, the sun's killing me. That's a rusty screw. They didn't put a stainless steel screw in the compartment. They got stainless steel here. And they got stainless steel here, but they still used a steel screw here. Unless they're super cheap stainless that are just stainless plated, but You know, how much more would it cost to put a real true stainless steel, oh look at that, a real true stainless steel screw in here. Alright, so I gotta knock my review down a point on that. Crappy hardware. Now let's put this back together. Okay, we're gonna put these babies back in place. Alright, just be ginger with it because it feels like it wants to break. Boy, this ain't real easy to put back together, I'll tell you that. There it goes. All right, there's one. This side should be easier, there's no drain tube. Yeah, jinxed myself. There it goes. And you got to get it inside the black, there, inside this black bracket up here. So I did add a zip tie because there actually is a hole in the frame for it right here. Mine is bigger than the factory, but that's okay. Just leave it loose because the pad's gonna have to kind of push in here. I know what's taking this corner out a little bit. It's when you put it up in here, it kind of gets crushed or pinched. So I'm gonna put the bad side back toward where I think it came from. You got to lift those little brackets up in the on the black here. Okay, let's put the this back grate on. There's a channel here and here, and there's a ridge here and a ridge here. So you got to get this ridge inside this channel or it doesn't go together right. So we'll start by putting this in the bottom. And once you get that bottom ridge started, would you hear it snap? Just make sure it goes all the way in. Because if you don't, you're going to be fighting why it won't go together. Just like I am now. Yeah, see the ridge is bowed out right here a little bit. There we go. Did you hear it snap? All right, you know what I'm going to do? Because I already had the other side in and this side popped out. I'm gonna put me a screw in here. Just loose. Now I'll monkey with this side. There we go. Beautiful. Voila. And then let me put one in this side to hold it, so it doesn't pop out on me. All right. Now, rule of assembly. You put everything in loose. You don't tighten down one and go to the next and tighten it down, go to the next, tighten it down, one by one loosely. And that gives you adjustment slop. So if something doesn't quite line up, you can manipulate it to where it needs to go without damaging anything. If you just go ahead and crank these down one at a time until they're tight, you're going to be looking at stripped screws, kicking yourself in the butt saying, what the hell, why doesn't this go together? Plastic is very unforgiving when it comes to stripping the screws. It don't take much. All right, so everybody started. Don't go too tight. That feels pretty good. When you feel that sharp rise to where you really got to start pushing on it, stop. I think we already, yeah, we got that one already. Now we're gonna go one more time around, make sure they're all good, didn't miss anybody. And that one go a little bit more. See, once stuff gets together and seated, it might go a little bit more, but you're good. All right, now we gotta do an operational check. All right, now comes the operational test. We're gonna fill this baby with water. And we're outside, so it doesn't matter. We're not gonna be accurate with the water. We wanna flood this thing, get those pads soaking wet, because we're gonna make us some nice cool air. There's a level down here on the reservoir that's got a min and a max. Yeah, we won't go totally full because I'm only going to do this for test purposes. But we do want to dump the water down the sides, down the back. You want those honeycomb pads soaking wet. That's the goal. I don't know if you can see it right now, so we're above the min mark. We'll take it till we get to the bottom right here. That looks good. We got a reservoir full of water. We got 2 temperature probes. We got 94, 94.2. We're going to turn this baby on and make sure it does some cooling action. We're going to do high. 3 is high. We don't need a timer, and we're just going to let her blow. We're going to do cool. Now we got the water cycle going. It's been running for like 2-3 minutes. We got a 10 degrees temperature drop. We got an oat probe here, outside air temp. We got a probe bouncing around here in front of that fan. We got 93 degrees, 93 degrees, 83 degrees, just with water and some air. Whew, the operational test is good. Ambient air 91, air coming out of that machine is 82. I'm about 15 feet away. And you can see the towel over here blowing a little bit. This is really nice and cool compared to nothing. Air and water works well. Well, I learned something myself today. Yes, you can take that apart. You can take the honeycomb pads out. You can clean them. Be careful. They're fragile. They are the weight of a feather when they're dry, but once you get them soaking wet after you clean them, they're heavy. And depending on where you pick them up, you might want to crunch them to hold them, and you could do yourself some injustice on that. The thing did not go back together as easily as it came apart because there's 2 ridges on the side and 2 channels for the front and back cover, and you got to make sure that the ridge lines up with the slit, the channel in the cover, or you're going to screw yourself or strip the screws or whatever. But overall, other than the rusty screws on the inside, which I am very disappointed with, even, you know what, this is a year old, I may go a customer service letter and say, why did you use cheesy ass screws like that? Maybe they're just stainless steel plated and they rusted, but those are the only 2 rusty screws in the whole apparatus. So I don't know what happened. Well, for all of you out there that asked if you can clean this, yes you can, and you can clean it extremely well. The motor is sealed. Actually, it's balanced very well too, because there were metal clips on the fan blades to indicate that they balanced that fan blade really, really well. It's quiet, it works really good. We've had this a year, no problem. Well, cheers with an icy cold gin and tonic. Because now that all the hard work is done, the cloud cover has come in. I hope I answered your questions with this. It wasn't terribly difficult, a little tedious, but if you got to pay really close attention to what you're doing upon disassembling, reassembly. But if you pay attention and don't use any power tools, you'll do just fine. Well, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Take care. See ya.